light in you. Have you seen people that some minister will be ministering and they cannot look at their eyes? When they become like they wear the garment of the Holy Spirit, garment of power. Because you can't look. Moses came down from the mountain. They couldn't put a veil. We can't know because there's something about the one that you are coming from that is making it so you're too clean. If it's in you and it's dwelling in you, that's who you are. I sense fire brewing now. But when you sit there and they can tolerate you, there is no sharp distinction between you and them, no more. Be careful, your light has gone dim. So dim, it's not reflecting. There's original light. There is a reflector. It hits you the way it always hits you. And the reflection is as powerful as the light itself, because you're giving as you receive. Set a mirror in a place. Try the experiment. We tried it before. The light, the sun, when it's most blasting, set a mirror and direct the mirror to like a soft tissue. You know that can catch fire. Do you know that or you don't? When that reflector is painted, you can hardly see it on the wall. I'm telling you so. Some reflector has been so stained that they are not reflecting. So when you walk among the people over there, they don't see the difference from themselves. So there's no cautioning that comes to them by your appearance. I said to you before, you don't go and be looking for one demon to fight. Come in power of God. You don't need to fight. You just need to show up. And you see them disappearing. It's not happening to you. God is taking church somewhere. And this is how the whole dimming of the light, this is how it starts. In Ezekiel 8, it took the man, held him by the dread of his lock, and infused into him the spirit, and lifted him up in the spirit, and took him all across the cities and states to show him the secret things that were happening to the rulers of Israel and rulers of the temple. It showed him from step to step. We're going to do it next week. Be ready next week. So, in Ezekiel 14, he now was saying, those ones with idols in their heart that has caused them a stumbling block, if they ask a prophet about me, I will answer them according to the multitude of their idols. No wonder, at a place of prayer, some people don't want to come. What? There's a separation that is acclaimed to sin. And what kind of sin? Deliberate ignorance? Doesn't matter. First is when you see, and we need to be careful. Everyone is involved. When you start to see some things as you won't know it, you jump into it, but the interpretation of your decision has made God, the Almighty Creator, to be of lesser effect than some other thing that you put higher than Him. You're in trouble. You already get in trouble. You don't have time to serve Him. You do 24 and 48 hours at work. The more important thing to you is what you acclaim greater value to. What do you spend greater part of your time, lifetime, in? It's an idol. God will answer that person when trouble comes and you're seeking God. It starts to put God lesser than other things. Want me to surprise you? Your husband may become an idol, and it may serve as a stain to your reflector. And so is your wife. You can't lift a finger. If she said, don't go to church, you see that, oh, my husband, hey, fire. Nothing is funny to me. My spirit is boiling. Is it money? He said, these two, you can't love them together equally. It's not possible. You have two wives. You love them together. You're a liar, man. As a man, you're a liar. You have two wives. You love them equally. Put your finger up. None of you here have those ones, so you cannot understand. He said you can't love God and mammon. You cannot love them equally. Put them on a scale. Which one weigh more on you in terms of your time and energy? That is your God. It's an idol. It is an idol. And then you make the money. You can't part any for God. I have this bill, I have this bill, I have those bills become your idol. They are your God. Not God Himself. Because if you understand, you trust God. Every gift that is given to you, first, when you discover it, you give it out. You never understand the multiplication and increase until you're able to let go of what you got. Let go of your time to benefit one person. Let go of your resources to improve the things of God. When you don't do that, hey, that's a reversal in your scale of preference. Then that's an idol. And that continues to dim your reflector. And when your reflector starts to dim to the extent the heat is going down, the brightness is getting dim, and then there is a disconnect because now you won't know when you've gotten to that far because it's like standing by the beach and water splashing under your feet and start to drag you before. You didn't take a step, but you find yourself in the water. That is how you get to a place where you say, I will answer you myself. I want to live in such a way that people will see and say, they see Christ in me. Christ cannot be fully seen in me if I don't allow Him to. You know how you take something, you start to polish it. You start to shine it. You start to brush it. When you start to do it so much, you look at it, you start to see yourself in the reflection. But Jesus wants to polish you so He can see Himself in you. Take every stain. Start to brush it. Somebody told me that you see the headlamp of a car. By the time you buy your brand new car, whatever the name of the car is, the light is so shiny, so clean. When you put the light, but before you know, it start to gather some things, wax and everything, start to look dim. And they said that when you start to polish it, the mic over there, when you start to polish it, rub it, all those things that are settled over the years start to leave, and you start to see it shining back like new. You need to allow it to polish you. Changing mentality. changing your mindset. The reason some people struggle to move to the next dispensation dimension is because they enjoy the things that are attached to, let me not lie to you. There are some things there, but it's vanity upon vanity. These things drop, it makes the saltiness to lose its taste. So what is the purpose of the salt? To purify, to bring out the flavor, like an antiseptic. Now when it loses all its strength, it's no good. I will not be a no good Christian that has lost its flavor. It has lost its flavor. And this thing, it dims the effectiveness of the bright light. When it comes to you, it's bright, like almost blinding. But after a while, it's the first day of the first Sunday. To the work, we are chief servants of God. Let's just follow the lead. Now, if it is not in the word, if you are here, you do not understand, and please don't be bashful. If you are here, you do not understand the principle of tithing, come to me. No offense. I will sit down with you and take you through. Why? I want to take you to the next phase. And I'm not playing. And if we bring a whole lot of tithe now, pastor will be rich. You just deceive yourself. I handled the building here for 10 years and we clean up. Even when I went to the extent of me not making salary, I clean up because the priority is towards God and His work. My wife was not happy with me a lot of times. I said, you need to tell them. I said, I control the finance. Which of the pastor wants to pay me salary from the money that comes to the church? Who dare so? I choose not to get it. That's my daughter there, Deola. She knows a lot about the finance. I choose for several months when things were so tough. You guys didn't know. I didn't take it. And when there's a little bit more excess, I take. So if you bring your tithe, it's not benefiting me. It's improving the quality of your life spiritually. It's the misconception. And the girl said with pastor, I withhold my, you withhold your blessings. People don't say the truth because they are afraid. Now, I can't be afraid of nobody because if they withhold, God knows how to break. My children knows when I don't have, they know. And they'll be surprised that, for some reason, it just came way before church started. When you dishonor God, you tell Him you don't want Him, He lifts up His glory. You'll be surprised. Don't look at this one and say, this one God must. There will be surprises. There will be surprises. If it is God, serve Him. In spirit, there's a lady that I had to text. I can sense some hanky-panky, not from this congregation, not even in this country. And then she came with a deceptive spirit. And I said, worship God in spirit and in truth. That's all I said to her. Worship God. You fake self, worship God in spirit and in truth. That's all I said. It destroys the quality of life. When the light dims and our life loses saltiness, we are no good to God, we are no good to man. Pastor Mike was talking about sacrifice. And I pray that we all understand what he's saying, even including himself. If it doesn't cost you, it's not acceptable. what it is that I need to do this year to have a little more sacrifice towards the things of God. Is it my time? Is it my punctuality? It is my labor? Is it my resources? Is it a passion? Is it the fire inside that won't let me see it? Or else I'm just disobeying the prompting, I'm sinning twice. At close to what my age is telling now, we've changed the distribution pattern to once a month. Will you be available one time? I don't need you to divide yourself into two no more. Can you come once? Call yourself together as leaders. Call yourself together as members. Because what you give is what gives back. What you withhold stays there. Can you take a break from work once in 2 months and say, we 3, 4 will come this month? So you come 6 times. Is that too much to ask? To touch souls for Christ. For he that knows to do good and withhold it. Hey! I just throw it down as words of reasoning. I don't know the kind of job here in America that won't give you 6 hours in 2 months when you ask in advance. Don't lie to yourself. God cannot be mocked. Is this a good preaching or is just a so this is what it is. If 2 siblings should enter, I told one guy, I told them yesterday at the restaurant, I saw two brothers. One is just doing his thing, and the younger one is a little bit more steady. And I said that when 2 siblings enter into the room, and they talk, and they come laughing, they just fool themselves. They never exchange truth. But when they charge at each other and they confront each other according to what one is doing wrong, and they come in all sober and almost teary face, they just told each other the truth. This is siblings now talking, and I'm telling you what you don't want to hear. But deep down, the fire of God will be telling you, I need this at this time. If that is who you are, you hear fire. If you hear it, and there is a conviction in your spirit, if you lie to God, if that's who you are, take a step forward. Let's cry before God, and let the Lord of God, let the power of God touch me and touch you, and prepare us in the new year for something greater than what we can achieve ourselves. If God is